Hi, my name is Yulan Lin, and I'm a developer advocate for Data Studio. Today, I'm going to talk about the data that Data Studio provides community visualizations. Let's take a quick look at what community visualizations are. To load a community visualization, you click on the icon. I'm going to add in a bar chart that I wrote. And I'm able to switch out the data and the styling. But how does my visualization know what the data is and what the styling is? To do that, let's take a closer dive into the data that Data Studio provides to the community visualization. Generally, when you write a community visualization, you define a callback. In this case, I'm calling it drawVis, that is called every time Data Studio sends a message to your community visualization. And that's where you would say, I got this data, let's make a chart out of it. But what's actually in that data? Data Studio provides 5 different things in the data that it gives a community visualization. You have fields, tables, style, theme, and interactions. With fields, it's the metadata of the data that's selected. So if you go back and you take a look at the data, and you see that the fields are source and ISBN, or maybe copies if I wanted to change it. And if I wanted to use that information to label my axes, that's when I would use the data in the fields key. The next key is tables. So tables is what I would call the bread and butter of the data that's returned. It's where if you took this bar chart and you were to imagine it in tabular format, so yard sale, online, gift, and local bookstore with a number next to it in each row, that's exactly the information that's returned to you in the tables key. Next is style. So I've already shown you that if I go to style, I can change the bar color. And so my visualization code is going to look in that style section to say, what is that user selected color? Is it red, or is it blue, or is it black? That information all is contained in the style key. The next thing we're going to talk about is theme. So for an entire Data Studio report, you can actually define the theme. And if you want your community visualization to use colors from that theme and to track with changes to that theme, I would look in that theme key and use colors selected from that theme key in order to populate some of the colors and styling of the visualization. The last thing is interactions. So Data Studio community visualizations can be used as a chart interaction filter. And so this apply filter or not apply filter, if it's applied and it's acting as a filter and I want to know how is it acting as a filter, all of that information is contained inside the interactions key of the data object that Data Studio provides. So in summary, Data Studio provides community visualizations with 5 different keys inside that object of data that's returned. You have fields, tables, style, theme, and interactions. Thanks for watching, and keep building cool visualizations. To learn more, review the documentation at developers.google.com/datastudio/visualization. If you build something cool, share it with us using the hashtag DataStudioDevs.